Yunnan, China. Weeks of unrelenting rain have swept across the province, unleashing floods that swallowed rivers, tore through mountain valleys, and cut off towns from the outside world. Roads collapsed under debris, and communities were left stranded, facing widespread destruction. In Fujian Prefecture, torrents of mud and rocks slid down the slopes, smashing bridges and wiping out narrow mountain routes. Sixteen crossings were destroyed or left unsafe, isolating villages that depend on them for supplies and trade. Homes along the riverbanks were filled with mud as residents worked to salvage belongings. In Yunnan Prefecture, rockfalls and flooded streams severed access to major tourist areas. The Mary Snow Mountain Zone, normally a busy attraction, became unreachable, forcing evacuations of residents and visitors. With transport halted, local businesses tied to tourism braced for long losses as travel came to a standstill. Gongshan County endured some of the heaviest blows. The Dulong River surged into town streets, sweeping away vehicles and undermining buildings. A four-story structure collapsed after its base eroded, leaving rubble in its place. Villages like Bingjongluo and Yubeng were stranded, every access road destroyed or blocked. Farther east, Jiaotong City saw its heaviest rainfall on record. In Weixin County, over 250 millimeters fell in a day, sparking dozens of landslides and debris flows. More than 200 road sections were buried or broken, leaving transport paralyzed. Vehicles sat abandoned in water as power and communications failed. In Luobu Township, streets turned into rushing rivers, swamping shops and homes. Markets shuttered as power lines fell and districts went dark. Repair crews struggled through the rain to restore services. But by the end, much of the township was left covered in mud, broken pavement, and ruined machinery. Across Yunnan, infrastructure buckled under the strain. Bridges collapsed into swollen rivers, highways split open, and mountain roads were buried. Transmission lines fell, causing widespread outages, while communication towers toppled, silencing contact with remote villages for days at a time. Agriculture also suffered severe losses. Terraced fields carved into the hills were drowned or buried beneath slides, wiping out rice, maize, and vegetables. Irrigation canals were shattered, leaving farmers without water control. Livestock pens and storehouses were damaged, raising concern about long-term food supply. Tourism, another pillar of Yunnan's economy, came to a standstill. Popular mountain trails were blocked and guest houses stood empty. Travel agencies reported waves of cancellations as images of damage spread, leaving hotels and restaurants without customers and uncertain when business might return. Authorities mobilized quickly to limit the damage. 30 million yuan was released to repair roads, rebuild bridges, and restore water facilities. Emergency shelters were set up for displaced residents, while teams worked around the clock to reopen blocked highways and bring power back to affected areas. The floods in Yunnan show how quickly water can reshape an entire province. Roads vanish, valleys close, and life is suspended under the weight of the storm. As the waters recede, the region faces months of reconstruction and the urgent task of preparing for future mountain floods. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. Note, some footage in this video may be used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.